We're stacking it to the rafters. Is there anything you should add to your list? And on this newer version, you just lift this up and this comes out. This part can clip onto, for example, it could clip onto the bill of your hat. You can make a cake with just a cake mix and just a can of soda, any flavor of soda. So if you've tried any of these things, let me know what you thought of them. Hey guys, it's Jara with Wicked Prepared. Welcome back everyone. I've got a great big prepper pantry haul for you today. I've got some really cool stuff to show you that I'll bet you have never seen before. We all know there's something in the air, right guys? But keep in mind, prepping should be proactive and not reactive. We should be prepping not because we fear something is about to happen, but simply because we know that anything could happen at any time, and inevitably, sooner or later, something will happen, whether it's on a personal level or on a much larger scale. So if you're already prepping, keep at it. And if you aren't, it's never too late to start. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Just make a plan and start making small steps. And with every small thing you do, it'll put you and your family in a much better position. So let's jump right in and see what we added to our prepper stockpile this week. I have got a lot of stuff here today, so I'm basically going to have to work my way back in layers. So starting over here, I've got a few pantry items. This is just another roll of chalkboard labels for my canisters. And this is a new canister for brown sugar. I had the earlier version of this. I've had it for many, many years. And the canister itself is still fine, but it comes with a terracotta disc that you soak in water and it helps keep the brown sugar soft. And in the old canister that I have, it clips onto the bottom of the lid. It's a round circle with a hole in it. I finally, after so many years, dropped it on the ground and it broke. And I was looking to find a replacement that would clip into the lid and I couldn't find one. I could have just gotten a regular brown sugar keeper that would set in with the brown sugar, but I really like it up on the lid, so I ordered this brand new one. It has a really nice rubber seal to keep the brown sugar fresh. And on this newer version, you just lift this up and this comes out. And what I love about this one is this you can use to actually press the brown sugar down into the measuring cup, because it always calls for packed brown sugar. And when I used to keep my brown sugar just in its bag, I would use my hand outside the bag to press the sugar into the measuring cup. So with a canister, it was a little bit harder to pack the brown sugar in evenly. So I'm really excited about this new feature. And next over here, I've got a couple of filtered water bottles. Now these, we're doing a lot of traveling lately and we're trying to come up with some better systems for traveling. These could be used for hiking. These could be used in bug out bags and things like that. They would be perfect for that. This one is a Ketadine. And what I like about these bottles is that the bottle is collapsible. So for travel, when we go on the airplane, you can't bring a filled water bottle because you can't bring the liquid through. So we're bringing empty water bottles and we're just trying to find the best solution for traveling with something compact. So this one, you can see the bottle does collapse into a very small package and it does have a Ketadine filter inside. The filter is something that I like to have on my travel bottles just in case you're traveling out of the country or in an area where you're not sure if the water's safe. If you don't have access to bottled water, you always have a filter. And then right here is just sort of another version of the same thing. It's just a different brand. So this is a Hydro Pack. This also can collapse. You can see the bottles all rolled up right there, and it has this little clip that clips it and holds it in. But you can see that when it's opened up, it does open up into a nice good sized water bottle with a flat bottom, so it will sit on a surface. And then you can use this to carry the water bottle with. And then this was sold separately, but this is a filter cap that will work with this water bottle. This removes 99.9999 of all of these things. So it's basically just as good as, like, you know, a Life Straw or something like that. And then I've got a Write in the Rain pen. I have several of these Write in the Rain notebooks or generic brands, all-weather notebooks. Never have I had the actual Write in the Rain pen because you can write on them with regular pens. Like, I always have a Sharpie with me. But this one writes upside down, the pressurized cartridge, and will write in low temperatures as low as -30 degrees. So I thought this was a good thing to have. And in this box is another bunch of these foldable little scissors. This is like the third set of these I've bought. I really love these. So these just open like this, and then you have a little pair of scissors. These work really well, these plastic ones with the plastic handles. The scissors are metal, but I have purchased scissors like this that were completely metal, thinking they'd be better, and I actually like these a lot better. So this, like I said, it's my third set. You just fold them up like that, And I love to throw these in every kit. I love to throw these in my purse, and I have them in pretty much every first aid kit, in my car, anywhere I need a little pair of scissors. These are perfect. And then over here, this is just a set of tinder sticks, slow burning tinder sticks. I'm going to be putting together a few more fire kits, fire starting kits, small kits that I can tuck into different emergency kits so that we always have fire starting gear. So this is just something I picked up to try out. This is a little light that I'm super excited about. This is a little flashlight. It's very little. It's by Nightcore. It says it's 85 lumens. It's actually really bright for a flashlight this size. It has 2 dimmer settings, and then it has a flashing setting. And it also has a red light. But it is very, very small and compact. It has this little keychain, so you could clip it onto any place you really needed to clip it. It also has this belt type of clip. And if you look at the head here, the head of the flashlight can adjust like this. So this leads to a lot of different options. This part can clip onto, for example, it could clip onto the bill of your hat, your like baseball cap. And then this would be a light, it would be a headlamp. If you wanted to, you could aim it down at the ground. If you had a shirt pocket, you could slide this down into your shirt pocket, and then you could aim that ahead of you to shine the light ahead of you, or you could aim it down towards the ground. You could hang this from a bag or backpack, and then you could aim the light out in front of you when it was hanging down. You can certainly just hold it in your hand and use it as a regular flashlight. Lots of different options for this tiny little light. I'm super excited about it. And then this is just a set of split rings, like key rings that I have just so I can attach different things onto different things. I like that this one comes with different sizes of rings, but it also comes with a tool to help you open them up, because that can really be a pain sometimes to get them opened. This little Venture Pal, this is kind of cool. I haven't even opened it up yet, because things like this that are tucked inside their own little pouch, I know I'll never get them to look the way that they came, so I like to show them to you before I open them. But what this is tucked into this pouch is a full-size backpack. And so this can be super handy for travel or to have in your vehicle in case you need a backpack kind of unexpectedly. Or if you're traveling on a trip or something and all of a sudden you want to take a little day hike, you can have this in your bag and just open it up and have a backpack. So let's open it up and see what it looks like. All right, so this is a pretty nice pack. This is a really good size. It's got a wet bag right here, which you can actually access from the outside here. The straps are not bad. It has these little hooks on the straps that I love that you can hang something on, so you have access to it from the front when you're wearing the pack. Chest clip. It doesn't have a waist strap, but I wouldn't really expect that from a little day pack like this. It has a front pocket with some smaller pockets, lots of inner pockets, like I said, the wet bag, and it has water bottle pockets on the outside and things that you can use to hook things on the outside. I think this is really pretty awesome. Whether I'll be able to pack it back inside of itself, it remains to be seen. Wow, I'm pretty impressed. That was pretty easy. Okay, up here I have, this is a heated jacket by iHood. We have another jacket by this company that we've been testing out, and I'm pretty impressed with it so far. Then they came out with a puffer kind of jacket version. And so we were going to try this one. Just like the backpack, I didn't want to open it up and take it out of this case before I showed you guys, because I know I'll never get it to look that nice again. But I'm going to open this up and try it out. Wow, I'm impressed already. I can feel how warm this material is going to be. The other jacket wasn't like a puffy insulated jacket, and it was actually heavier than I thought it was going to be. I was impressed when it came compared to what I'd read in the reviews. But this is going to be perfect, because this has this nice puffy insulated body of the jacket and the hood. Now they just have this battery pack that you charge up just like a phone battery pack, and then it slips into a little internal pocket in the jacket. And there are 3 different zones of heating that you can turn on in the back and both sides of the front. The cool thing about this is the battery pack for this actually can be used to charge a cell phone or something like that. If you were in an emergency, you could choose to use some of this battery power if you needed to for your cell phone or any other device, rather than using it to heat the jacket. Another really cool thing about this is that it has, you can see this is input, 2 inputs, and then the 2 outputs. This is to plug it into the jacket or to plug it into anything else you wanted to charge. But the 2 inputs, it actually has both types, USB-C and micro USB, which is pretty cool. That makes this very, very flexible. So I've got this charged up to 100%, and you can see inside the jacket is this little pocket. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug this in to one of these outputs. All right, so it's definitely cold outside. It was just snowing a little bit, but anyways, I like that this has the thumb holes in the sleeves. I don't know. It's just a girl fashion thing. I guess I like that. And right here is where you turn this on. So I'm going to hold down on the button. So I'm going to hold down each of these 3 top buttons to turn on each of the 3 different zones. And you can see when they first come on, they're blinking. That means it's time for me to adjust them. And that's going to be on the solid red, which means that's going to be the hottest temperature. So the battery is going to last the least amount of time if I leave it on this. Now this does light up, which can be kind of noticeable and kind of maybe something you don't want. So if you just push this bottom button here, it turns off the lights, but the jacket's still on. So now it's pretty cold out here, so I'm just going to wear this for a little bit and make sure that this keeps me warm. I actually don't even have, I have a sleeveless shirt on under this, just a very light sleeveless shirt. So far, I'm feeling pretty good. I love the puffer style of this jacket. This is a lot warmer than the other one that we have that doesn't have this. One thing that I do love about these jackets, both of the styles that we have, is that they have zippered pockets. And zippered pockets is a must for me on any kind of jacket that I wear. That's like one of the first features I always look for, because I wear leggings 100% of the time. That's all I ever wear. So I don't have pants pockets. So I always like to have pockets in any fleece or hoodie or jacket that I wear. And that allows me to keep things like my cell phone, chargers, lip gloss, any little things that I like to have right on my person. If I can't keep them clipped under my shirt, around my waist, then I can keep them in my zippered pocket. Another really awesome thing about the pockets is that right inside the pocket is where part of the front heating panel is on both sides. So when you put your hands in your pockets, you really feel that warmth. So it's basically like having hand warmers as well. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail about this jacket because we will be doing a full review on these jackets after we've tested them out a little bit more. But I did want to just note that something I noticed about this one is that it actually has heat in the collar, and it has heat in the cuffs of the hands, which actually is really awesome, because when you keep your hands like this is warming my hands. I don't even need to put them in my pockets or wear gloves or anything like that. So that's just a couple of features that I wanted to mention about this one that I've noticed. It is keeping me really warm, so I'm pretty happy with it, and look for a full review coming soon. Next, I've got a couple of packages of emergency ration bars. These, let's see, I've got this one, and this one. These two came together in a pack. This is like a cinnamon flavor, I guess, and this is a regular flavor. They're basically just compressed bars of calories. And these are not really something that you would want to really plan on having to use, but they're more like, your last available option. I like to have these stashed in different places, like in my vehicle and in different bags and kits. They have a 5-year shelf life, usually about a 5-year shelf life, and you don't have to worry about really the conditions where you're storing them. So they're good to have on hand, but they're not something you'd really want to rely on. You just want to have them as an extreme backup. Backup to your backup. This is a vanilla pound cake, and this is 3,600 calories in here. So you could do, you can see it's divided into thirds, so 1,200 calories. This could get you through, say about 3 days if you needed to in an extreme emergency. This one I think is about the same amount of calories. They do usually say that they're non-thirst provoking, so this, isn't going to make you crave a lot more water than you would already need. These are just kind of a good backup item to have around. And next, back here, I've just got some batteries. These are Amazon Basics. It's not open, but these are D batteries. I have found that Amazon Basics is one of the best places to buy batteries as far as price. This is usually even better than the warehouse clubs and stuff like that. I always compare all of the places. So we get a lot of batteries from Amazon Basics. Usually you can even get these on Subscribe and Save. You definitely want to use Subscribe and Save whenever you can. If you shop Amazon and you're not using Subscribe and Save, you're really missing out on some savings. Next, I've got a couple of these Body Glide items. This is a chafing balm, and this is a foot chafing balm, an anti-blister balm. These are nice to have in different first aid kits, especially if you're putting together first aid kits for summer or for camping and hiking and things like that. These are really good to have. Now, some seasonings. This is a Kinder's seasoning. I've been buying quite a few of these. I love these. You definitely want to have a variety of seasonings in your prepper pantry. I love to have different seasonings to use when I cook. My friend Janet on my Meal in a Jar group recommended this one, the caramelized onion butter. She said this was really good. So I am going to try this one. And then I've got this King Arthur flour cheddar cheese powder. I've got a few cheddar cheese powders here that I can try for different Meal in a Jar recipes and different recipes. This is white cheddar. Of course, it doesn't have coloring in it because this is a King Arthur. They probably try to stay pretty natural. Then I've got this Judy's yellow cheddar powder, just because I think sometimes you just want that yellow color. And if you look at it, Judy's usually has pretty clean ingredients. They use annatto extract to give the yellow coloring. And so here I did get some of my own annatto powder that I could use for coloring different things if I wanted to. Like if I wanted to make like an orange cheddar something or other with this white cheddar powder, I could use a little bit of my own coloring. I love making meals in a jar, and these are just some of the powdered ingredients that I use making meals in a jar and things like that. So if you're not familiar with meals in a jar, go check out our playlist and my group on Facebook. Now here is a phone charger. Let me open this up. So this is what they refer to usually as a docking charger, because your phone, it sits right on the end of your phone and you can keep using your phone normally. I have a lot of different phone chargers. You know, I like this flat type a lot that I use. This will charge my phone a lot. This has a lot of charge in it. This is 16,000, I think it's milliamp hours. This one is only 5,000. So it's not going to give my phone as much of a charge, but sometimes it's handier to have a docking charger. I do have docking chargers already. I have the iWalk brand, I think it is, and I do really like those. But this brand right here had a couple features I've never seen before. I got one of these for my daughter for her iPhone, and I really wanted to try one for myself. And it's really pretty simple. It's just this cord right here, the way that this is built in, the charging cord, it forms a little loop. So if you wanted to hang this on a keychain or hang it on your bag or something, you have this loop for hanging. And then the other feature that my other one doesn't have is this little kickstand. So you can be using your phone and use this as a stand while you're using it. Supposedly, I haven't tried this out on my phone yet, but I wanted to try this brand just for those features. Once again, more seasonings. These are sausage seasonings. I've been buying a lot of these AC legs, sausage seasonings. They have all different flavors, so many different varieties. This is blend 6 and blend 7. I'd have to look it up. I believe both of these are breakfast sausage seasonings. I just like to try all the flavors. This could be for making my own sausage if I wanted, for making your own sausage. One little bag of this is inexpensive. I want to say $6 to $8 for a bag usually. And it's enough to season 25 pounds of meat into sausage. But what I got these for more than making my own sausage, I got them more for, number one, meals in a jar, because freeze-dried sausage is just one flavor. It's just a basic mild sausage flavor. So sometimes I want a more Italian sausage flavor. Sometimes I want a more breakfast sausage flavor. So I got these to add to meal in a jar recipes when I use that. I also got these so that if I needed a type of sausage for a recipe and all I had was, say, ground pork or ground turkey or ground beef or whatever it may be, I could use some of these seasonings to give my recipe the flavor I needed. And I can also use these to use TVP, like vegetarian meat crumbles, for my daughter who is a vegetarian. And I can, substitute them for sausages and things like that. Now, these are a few things from Azure Standard. I got some more lion's mane mushroom powder. This is really good for memory, focus, nerve health, all of that. I've been taking a lot of lion's mane and I'm really enjoying. I think it's, really helping me out. So I got some more of this. I put this in tea with some other things usually. And then this is a master blend. It has different mushrooms besides the lion's mane, and it has ashwagandha. This one is for immune health, vitality, and stress relief. Adaptogens. It does have lion's mane, but it has a lot of other ones as well. And you could put these into smoothies, shakes. Like I said, I put mine in tea. You could put it in your coffee. You could put it in all sorts of different things. Also from Azure, I got this bag. This is 5 pounds of a wild rice blend. This is for a meal in a jar recipe that I wanted to try, and probably lots of different recipes I'll use it for. Azure Standard is a great place to get things like this. They have a lot of natural things, non-GMO. They have bulk bags. They have really great prices, all sorts of grains if you need whole wheat for your food storage, all sorts of rices, beans, lentils, all that kind of stuff. They have so much different stuff, and they have really great prices. I also got this from Azure Standard. This is just a 5-pound bag of slivered almonds. I use a lot of slivered almonds in snacking and salads and just all sorts of things. So they have the best price that I can usually find on slivered almonds, so I grabbed a bag of those. And then I've got some of these Mucinex sore throat cough drops for the medicine cabinet. We have a ton of cough drops. They're a good thing to have around, but these actually have this pain reliever, which if you have a really bad sore throat, this works really well. And I've never seen another brand with this oral pain reliever in it. Then I got this bag of Paleo Valley bone broth protein chocolate flavor. So this could be like a protein shake, but it's made from beef bone broth, not hides. Apparently some brands make it from the cow hides. No hormones, no steroids, all of this stuff. Bone broth is really great for gut health, and it's great for your skin and your joints and all of that. It's a good source of protein. This one has only 4 grams of carbohydrate. It says less than 1 gram of fiber, so I'm going to go with probably about 3.5 grams of net carbs maybe. So this could fit into a low carb diet also. And you can actually have it cold, or you can add it to hot water, coffee, or tea and have it like cocoa. So I'm really excited about this. And then the next layer that I have is all of my canned goods. Starting over here, this is my freeze-dried haul for this month. You can see I've got some of the smaller cans, which are pantry cans, some of the larger cans, which are family cans. You can think of this kind of like a quart size and a gallon size. So that's basically the difference. And I did get cases of a lot of things because it's cheaper to buy by the case. I got refried beans. These are on sale this month. That's why I grabbed a case. A case of the pantry cans is going to be 10. So I've got 10 cans of these. The refried beans, I love to have these dehydrated refried beans. It's kind of like a powder inside, crumbles, because I have one kiddo who loves refried beans and none of the other kids will touch them. So, and she also is a vegetarian. So sometimes if we have tacos or something, she's having refried beans in place of her taco meat. And if I open up a can of refried beans for her, then she's not going to finish the whole can. And then I'm trying to force her to have bean burritos for the rest of the week to use up that can before it goes bad. So this way I can just mix up exactly the amount that I need. They're also great, of course, for meals in a jar. They're great for thickening things like chilies or soups, anything that you might have bean ingredients in that you need to thicken. And my mom used to make a really great bean dip, and she used a dry refried bean mix like this, just rehydrated that with boiling water, added some salsa and some shredded cheddar cheese. I don't remember the ratios that she used, but she just probably eyeballed it, threw it together, and we would have that hot bean dip for dinner. Sometimes that was really good. Next, I've got chilies. These are chopped green chilies. These are pretty mild. They're not super spicy. I use them in any type of jar meal or dish where I want Southwest flavor. You know, if you want to have like a rotel, like tomatoes with green chilies, that type of thing. That's what these are good for. And then this Espanol, this is a sauce mix. So this is basically a beef gravy. This is really good. This is great in meals in a jar. This is gluten-free, and it also has a shelf life of 10 years. So that's why I really love to use these. They're great in meals in a jar. They're just great anytime you need a gravy or a sauce. They're great as an ingredient and things like that. And they really can pull together some of your basic preps, like some vegetables and some meats, and kind of make it into a more complete meal. And then this is my case of onion slices. This is the family cans. So these are onions that are sliced in bigger pieces rather than the little chopped onions. Freeze dried, these have a shelf life of 25 years. I like these in certain recipes. They're actually going to be discontinuing this family can in these, which really makes me sad, because the family can is almost always the cheapest way to buy things. And once you open the can, you've got a whole year or more to use up the contents of that can. So really, I like to buy it in bulk and save money. That also goes for buying the cases. I buy in cases when I can now because you get an extra discount by buying by the case. And then over here, I have a couple little fun packs that I got that are in the pantry cans. Normally, I do buy in the family cans whenever I can. These items over here are only available in these smaller cans. But usually I do buy the family cans because, like I said, it's more economical. But every once in a while, I want a smaller can for something. Like if I just want to take a can camping with us, or if I'm putting together some emergency meals, like say I'm putting together a tote with a week's worth of emergency meals. I have a video on how I do that I will link down below. But if I'm putting together a week's worth of emergency meals, for example, sometimes it's good to include just one of these small cans. I might want some berries to add to oatmeal or cereal or something in there, or just to have to snack on. I might want to have a small can of meat that I can add to some of the starchier dishes. I might want to have a little bit of extra vegetable just to throw in some extra nutrition to those shelf-stable meals that I have. So that's when these smaller cans can really come in handy, to add to totes like that, to add to 72-hour kits, things like that. So this is a set that they had specially for February because of Valentine's Day. You can see it's 6 cans, and it's all red items, which I thought was really fun. This is tomato sauce. They've got Fuji apples, strawberries, and raspberries, which are both favorites of ours. And then they've got diced tomatoes, tomato sauce, which is like a marinara sauce or a spaghetti sauce. This is a dry powdered mix, obviously. And then they've got the red bell peppers. Now this sauce is one of my favorite items because we go through a lot of pasta sauce for a lot of different recipes and a lot of meals. This, like the others, gluten-free and a 10-year shelf life. So this is going to have a longer shelf life than the jars of sauce that I can buy. And also, just like the refried beans, I can mix up just the amount that I want. If one kiddo wants to have a bowl of spaghetti for a snack and we have some leftover spaghetti, but we don't have any leftover sauce, or whatever the case may be, I can whip up just a small amount of this so I don't have to open a whole jar of sauce and have it sitting in the fridge getting moldy. This is also great for my meals in a jar and things like that. This can add a little bit of tomato flavor to soups, to any dish that you're making. You can whip it up thicker and have it be a pizza sauce, just the amount that you need. Love this. And then back here is one more pack, and this is the monthly specials pack. So every month they have brand new specials, new items that are on sale. And you can usually get a monthly specials pack, which has one of every item or just about every item that's on sale that month, and you get an extra discount on it. So this is a really great way, and it's the smaller cans. So this is a really great way for new people who are just getting started with freeze-dried food to be able to try out a lot of different items more quickly and save a little extra money so they can try different things and see what their favorites are before they stock up in the big cans. And this can also be really handy for, like I said, using for meal totes and things like that. If you're putting together a week's worth of meals and you want to throw in some meat, for example, or some cheese, you want some shredded cheese for your Mexican dishes or something, this is a great way to include that. You wouldn't necessarily want a gallon-sized can in a small week-long meal kit like that, but a can like this has about 7 servings in it, so that would be perfect for a week-long pack. The cheese, of course, has more servings because it's a smaller serving size, and so on and so forth. With the exception of the sauces, which have a 10-year shelf life, every item up here has a 25-year shelf life, which is amazing. And once you open them, you have, like I said, usually about a year to use them up. So you don't have to worry about anything going bad like you do with a lot of your other food. If you're in an emergency situation and you open up a can of, regular food and you don't use it all up, you don't have a way to refrigerate it, that can be a problem. So having foods like these that are shelf stable even after they're opened can be really, really important. You just use the exact amount you need for that meal, and then you don't have to worry about refrigerating the rest. This is one of the reasons why freeze-dried foods are many people's #1 choice for emergency food storage for their prepper pantry. But I'm also seeing more and more people stocking up on freeze-dried food actually as part of their retirement plan to have good, nutritious food for the future when they're living on a fixed income so they can enjoy their golden years without worrying as much about the cost of food. A full pantry is money in the bank. Food like this is an investment, friends, and it's only going to go up in value. You won't be able to get it in the future for the prices you can right now. I guarantee that. That's just something to ponder because it is a trend I've been seeing. If you want to start adding freeze-dried food to your pantry, let me tell you, as someone who's done a lot of that, the best ways to do it, meaning the best ways to save the most money. First is buying in bulk. Like I mentioned, it's usually more economical to buy in larger cans when you can, and you get an extra discount buying by the case. Actually, there is a case lot sale going on right now, so make sure to check that out through my link down below. The second way is to make sure to choose delivery while you're shopping or during checkout. Delivery service is kind of like subscribe and save at Amazon. Like I mentioned earlier, use it to save money. You get special sale prices and an extra 15% off regular prices, and it's the only way to get free shipping on $99 or more. Just like Amazon Subscribe and Save, there's no commitment. You can change the items, you can change the shipment dates, skip shipments, or even turn them off completely. So there's really no downside at all. It's just a great way to save money and keep yourself on track with your prepping on a monthly basis. Next, shop from what's on sale every month and choose the biggest discounts first. If you want to make sure you don't miss a sale or a coupon code or anything that comes out, you can text SALE to my number right there on the bottom of the screen. I'll also put it in the description box below the video, and I'll send you a text anytime there's a coupon code, a flash sale, or anything like that so you don't miss out. The final thing you can do if you want absolutely the best way to get the food at the biggest discount is to do what I did and become a consultant. Then you get all the discounts I mentioned before, plus you earn a commission on your own purchases. So it's kind of like getting a small rebate. And of course, if you are so inclined, you could even choose to share it with others to make some extra money and earn free food. The way the economy is going these days, just about everyone could use a side hustle. We are living in a gig economy. Just like the delivery service, there really is no downside to being a consultant. If you're going to be stocking up on the food anyways, you might as well reap the benefits. If you have any questions about that, you can just text EARN to my number, same number as before, to get more information, or just text me your questions. Lastly, if you happen to be watching from anywhere near Jacksonville, Florida, and you want to learn more about freeze-dried food, using it, cooking with it, storing it, really anything about it, we are going to be in Jacksonville on Saturday with Thrive Life for an educational event all about the food. We would love to have you join us there. It's a free event and they feed you lunch. All they ask is that you register for the event so that they know how much lunch to get. So I'll have some links and some more information about that down below as well. I'm super excited about that and getting a chance to meet some new friends there. Okay, now let's get on to the rest of the haul. Next, I've got some canned goods for the pantry, and there's a lot of things here that I haven't really tried before that I'm just trying out of curiosity. These Margaret Holmes, there's seasoned cabbage. I think a lot of these I might try using in some meals in a bag and things like that, and just try them to see how they are. So if you've tried any of these things, let me know what you thought of them, because we haven't tried them yet. So we've got seasoned cabbage, squash with Vidalia onions. This is a Yellowstone beef and barbecue baked beans, which sounds really good. And beef is up there pretty high on the ingredients list, so I'm hopeful that it might have a good amount of beef in this dish. There's a zucchini with tomato sauce. These I have seen before, but I don't know if I've ever tried them. If I do, I don't remember. And then, of course, I've got the media crema. This is not new to me. I keep a ton of this in my pantry. This is an awesome product. You can usually find it at the grocery store in the Hispanic food section, or sometimes I get it on Amazon, depending. This is basically like a light cream or a heavy cream or sort of somewhere in between. So it works great for adding that creaminess to dishes where you would typically use heavy cream or half and half or something. I've put this in chicken and dumplings. I've got a brand new recipe that we just tried the other night, a creamy beef and shells that we really liked, that I'm going to try using this to make that a shelf-stable meal kit. You can actually make like sour cream out of this media crema. You can make butter out of it. You can do all sorts of things with this. So it's a really, really wonderful item to have in the pantry. Then I got some of these honey carrots. I'm not a huge fan of canned carrots in general, but I didn't know if maybe the honey carrots might be a little bit tastier. So we're going to try those. And then I just have a bunch of frostings that I thought were really cool. I found these at a store that's not my usual store. So I'd never seen these before, and I do use frosting sometimes in my emergency food. You can make a cake with just a cake mix and just a can of soda, any flavor of soda. Usually we use lemon lime. Mix it with the cake mix. You can bake it right up. And then if you have some frosting, you can put that on and have a dessert, or if it happens to be somebody's birthday when you are unable to get to the store and things like that, you've got that. So caramel latte frosting, never seen before. Coffee frosting sounded amazing. And this is a chocolate funfetti, which I can't usually find at my store. Then, of course, behind that, I do have a couple of cases. They're stacked up there, 2 cases of canned cat food. You have to prep for your pets, and when it comes to prepping pet food, canned food is preferable to prep than dry food because it's going to last a lot longer. And in terms of cats anyways, canned food is actually considered healthier for them than dry food. There's a lot of reasons for that. I have a video where I made my own canned cat food. So if you want to watch that video, I'll link it down below, and it does explain a little bit about why that's healthier for them. Different brands are, you know, better and worse. This is not a particularly healthy brand, so you can still get unhealthy brands of canned food. But in general, wet food is healthier for cats. And then of course, my last layer back here, I've got a whole bunch of paper products. This is a restock. I don't have to go into why it's important to have plenty of paper products on hand, especially toilet paper. We all know that one very well. But you want to have plenty of everything on hand because who knows what the next toilet paper of 2020 will be. But I've got 4 of these big packs. These are 30 mega rolls. I get this great value from Walmart. I really feel like this is pretty much the best value, even when I've compared to some of the warehouse clubs. Sometimes I get the big Sam's Club pack if it's on sale. I got 4 of these. I think this should last us well over 6 months. And of course, we do already have some. We always try to keep way ahead on stuff like this. And then I've got 3 packages of paper towels up here. If you remember my Sam's Club haul, I did just get a lot of paper towels from Sam's Club, but I also got these because these were also a pretty good deal. Some were from Walmart and some were from Amazon on the subscribe and save. So keep an eye out on that. I think these sparkle paper towels are pretty much usually always a good deal. I do like to get those choose a size paper towels so I can use a smaller sheet if I want to, so I don't waste. We don't go through paper towels very quickly at all. I would prefer to use, you know, reusable hand towels, rags, things like that for cleaning. There are times when I'll use a paper towel, like if I'm cleaning up a greasy mess or something that I really don't want to get on a washable cloth. But these on top of the Sam's Club that I bought recently will probably last us for years, literally. Okay guys, that's everything we added to our preps and our prepper pantry this week. Drop me a comment down below and let me know where you're at with your preps and what you see as the biggest challenge coming up in 2024. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave me a heart emoji down in the comments. And if you like watching hauls, I'm going to put a playlist right up here that you should watch next. I'm Jera with Wicked Prepared. Survive today, thrive tomorrow. We'll see you next time.